can't put all my happiness into this one thing. Like, this is something dear and near to me. And I know there's people that play sports that are like, but it's more. Hold on. It's your boy J Book. You know what I'm saying? And today we have another video. Make sure to like, subscribe. And I'm here to say success doesn't lead to happiness. It leads for in the moment, but it doesn't lead to overall happiness that will last forever. Since I was an athlete my whole life, and I think about the championships I won, I think about all the medals I have, my rings I have. Days I get sad. Even whenever I was running and I had won already, I'll get sad when I lose, or when I didn't make it to nationals, or when I didn't make it to the best, right? I even seen one of my teammates. We were national contenders, and one year he didn't make the nationals, and he ended up locking himself in his room and just thinking about what happened and how it happened. And one will say he's dedicated to the craft, but one will say that athletics can breed to depression, and it can lead to unofficial happiness, going to something and winning. You see it when athletes start drinking. For a point of time, I was drinking for the fun of it, but then it comes to a point like, what if I started drinking just by myself and it stopped being social? And being an athlete, being a high figure, you would think success will lead to happiness, but it's a fleeting. Once you win, you have to win next year. But once you win, do you have it again? Can you produce those same results? And you're trying to chase that same feeling that you got for the first time. Whenever you chase success, you're in the thrill, you're in the moment. But once you chase success, your mind is like, I already chased success, what next? Your whole life has come to this one moment, and now you finally reached this moment. And what do you do next? I remember having a teammate, and he finally made it to his dream destination, and he lost that drive. He lost that want to go hard. No hard off on him, but I'm just saying, like, being successful and going to the next stage, that can be hard on the mental. Our brain is wired to chase. Have you ever wanted something so bad, you enjoyed the process, meeting people, or you was annoyed with the process, like, why can't I just be famous yet? And then once you get famous, you're like, what's next? Watch this movie of Soul. And when I was watching that in college, I was like, man, like, he did all that and he wasn't even that happy. He was like, what next? And he ended up passing away. He was like, no, I was just about to live my dream. But the years he did playing, just that process to play that night was a thrilling process. And he does a wonderful set. And once he finishes, he says, what next? I ain't gonna lie, whenever I think I win or whenever I get something great, I'm like, okay, like, my life should be changed. I should be a millionaire. I should be living in my house. This weekend, I was able to DJ for the Houston Lifestyle Rodeo and our DJ for Red Bull. It was a life-changing opportunity. It was a dream come true. Because I remember seeing these guys on Instagram and just thinking like, man, how can I even get there? Like, I didn't know how. And my friend Jack, he put me on, and I was there. Get there, get on the bus, walk in there, setting up. I played the set, family was there, my nephews, my girl, my brother, my parents. And it was a moment, I enjoyed the moment. And then once it was over, what was next? Like, it was life-changing, but I live in the same house, I drive the same car. I can't put all my happiness into this one thing. This can be known as the rival fallacy. The term arrival fallacy was coined by Harvard researcher Tal Ben-Shahar. Describe the persuasive myth that reaching a destination, graduation, a promotion, or championship will result in a permanent state of joy. I think sometimes when we reach all that, we think this will lead us to a certain state of joy. That's why athletes be like, I'm not going to party. They're going to sacrifice until they reach this point. But what if you don't reach the point? Also, if you reach the point, is this going to lead to eternal happiness? It won't. But should you stop reaching for your goals? The answer is no. You should definitely keep reaching for your goals. But there's something more. You know, one thing that keeps on screaming to me is the Lord. We need the Lord in all things. Even through my sin and me repenting, and I need the Lord. Through promotion, like, I'm still a human. If I get a promotion, if I win a championship, I'm still a human. If I marry the love of my life, I'm still a human. But I still need the Lord. I still need the everlasting love, because day to day, it's going to be something else. This is linked to behavior of dopamine, a neurotransmitter traditionally associated with the reward. However, studies show that dopamine levels peak during the expectation of a reward rather than the reward itself. Once the goal is reached, the dopamine surge dissipates, leaving the individual in an unexpected state of emotion letdown. The formula subjective well-being in high achievers is often mistaken and perceived as psychological state follows a pattern more closely aligned with the Kane exponential function relative to the time and achievement, where is happiness at time is the baseline happiness and at the peak of happiness at the moment of achievement. This adaptation ensures that even the most monumental successes such as winning an Olympic gold eventually becomes the new normal, pushing the individual to seek the next achievement of gaining the lost emotional high. I can agree wholeheartedly. I remember not making it to nationals my freshman year, and I was distraught. I was like, I know I can make it. I was just grinding. That was my mindset. And then the next year, it was COVID. Then the next year, I made it to nationals. It was a dream come true. And I was like, oh yeah. That whole year, I was like, I will accept nothing less than making it to nationals. This wasn't a dream come true than my next year. But my first year was a dream come true. I was like, wow, look at the hype. Look at the moment we're in. Let's go for it. And the next year, that was the momentum. That was the movement. That was the bar to set. If I reached anything lower, I would have been sad. We went to nationals. We got third. And we got third best team in national. Of course, you want to win, but that's still the third best team. And then once we got on a plane, it was over. Months of hard work over. And I'm not saying don't go chase for big things. Don't go chase for the best. But also know that it's more than life, and it's a balance. Loving your family, loving your friends, loving the Lord, just loving life. Treating people right, because it can end and it will end. Hedonic adaptation, the brain's tendency to return to the baseline state. The Olympic champion will become your baseline. So if you don't reach Olympic high, then you won't think you achieved nothing. But many don't even make it to the Olympics. Many don't even make it to the finals. And you're like, man, I didn't win. If-then fallacy, contingent happiness based on internal achievements. I see that in athletes all the time. If they don't win, then it's over. If they don't win, they think they're less than. That's one thing I think about daily. I want to get back on the track. I want to go play sports. And the real reason is I have hope to become a millionaire. I have hope to become who I thought I would be. You know, make my parents proud. I played sports my whole life. I have medals around here everywhere. It's bobbleheads from sports. This is something dear and near to me. And I know it's people that play sports their whole life, but it's more to life. Darren Waller's journey is identified a struggle to maintain a professional career while battling a deep-seated addiction. Drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2015, he admitted he could not be happy about the achievement because he was preoccupied with the next high. Success didn't resolve underlying anxiety. Success won't cure everything, right? Man, I'm the most successful in the class. I'm the high achieving in the workplace. But if you don't work in the interview, if you don't pray, if you don't get yourself right, then this can be very hard. The rival fallacy is often reinforced by public's perception that fame and wealth are synonymous with happiness. We all think that. We think that being famous and having money will lead to happiness. But we see that it doesn't. But it's hard to believe that. Even me, it's hard to believe that when I haven't reached it. I talk to my coach, Coach Lewis, all the time. And I asked him, and I was like, what does it mean? How will my kids think I'm successful? And I think he's gonna say, bro, you gotta go be an Olympian, you gotta be a millionaire. He said, be in their lives, be a great dad, show up for them, be there for them, love them, and they'll think you're the best. And I'm thinking like, this man has did so much. And I guess it's like, granted, like, I feel like some money will make you happy, but how long? Moving from the external validation to internal validation will lead to a better happiness. Wow, because all of it is vain. Michael Phelps became a vocal advocate for mental health partner with Talkspace. Darren Walker founded a foundation to help adolescents to avoid struggles he face. Acknowledge the treadmill. Recognize that happiness from a milestone will naturally fade due to hormonal adaptation. Dismantle the mask. The pressure to appear invincible is a primary risk factor for addiction. Prioritize process over outcome. Flourishing comes from aligning daily actions with core values, not from accumulation of titles or medals Success is something we practice daily, not something to be possessed. I made this video because this is where I'm coming off of. Having success and then being like, man, I did some of the biggest gigs of DJing. I ran on the biggest stages. I didn't have some of the top awards in college. And sometimes I don't feel happy. There's certain validations like, well, I'm not getting much likes or creating content. I'm like, oh, I have like 70,000 likes, but some days I'm like, bro. And it goes back to my purpose and what I wanted. And just taking time to say, Lord, thank you. Thank you for life. Thank you for my parents. And being successful every day instead of just trying to chase one thing after another. Success is great, but it won't fix your soul. Thank y'all so much for listening to me today, the rival fallacy, and just saying like, is success enough? And honestly, it's not. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share. Much love. Peace.